What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Realms of Metal. Eddie here coming at you from my happy place out here in the woods in Pennsylvania somewhere. Sort of live. I say sort of live because we don't edit these videos. Ant and I do not edit these videos. And as Ant and I will always say, editing is for bitches. So I thought it'd be actually cool to, tomorrow's the last day of July. I thought it'd be cool to like go over some vinyls that I got in the month of July, like new releases or reissues or represses, stuff that, I had pre-ordered, stuff that I've been waiting on that I actually never picked up on vinyl that I finally got. So I got some cool stuff here. So let's get right at it. Actually, this is my newest one. I just got this yesterday. This is the new Dead Heat EP, Endless Torment. Just came out. It's a 5-song EP. If you're not familiar with Dead Heat, it's like crossover thrash. They're from Oxnard, California. Um, this was a split between Tank Crimes and Triple B, the labels. You can see that. And this is the vinyl's listed as clear with red and white merge and a silk screen B-side. So it's actually really cool. Check this out. So it's clear and they say red and white merge. And there's the EP is only on one side, and the other side is like a silk screened art. It's really cool, actually. Super cool. So that's what it looks like. This was like $20. I pre-ordered it from Triple B, actually. Uh really good EP. I just listened to it. Right on par with what they've been putting out. Um, Dead Heat's a band I've been following for a little bit now, so pick that up. All right, so let's go to um the two Cavalera Conspiracy albums. I guess you would say they're Cavalera Conspiracy, although they only say Cavalera on the record, but everybody knows about these two legendary Sepultura releases. Sepultura Bestial Devastation was originally, I think it was released twice. It was released in 1985 as a split with Overdose, another band from Brazil. Believe it or not, I actually got to see. I saw Overdose open for Merciful Fate back in the mid 90s. I think it was Merciful Fate was touring for Into the Unknown. And I got to see Overdose. It's like a thrash band, Brazilian thrash band, open up for them, and it was fucking cool as hell, man. They were good. Like Overdose was really good. But that said, here are the re-releases under Max and Igor's Cavalera Conspiracy or Cavalera. Um, the original release of Bestial Devastation was on a label called Cogumelo, which has got to be a Brazilian label, right? Um, a lot of people hate when bands redo records, but this Bestial Devastation and Morbid Visions, I think, came out really good. Like they really pay homage to the original releases. It's not like too overproduced. I think they sound really good. So the Bestial Devastation was Orange Swirl, limited to 2125. Looks like a creamsicle or something. But the vinyl sounds really good. Yeah, and these are on Nuclear Blast, obviously. So Bestial Devastation. And then here's more revisions. The Sepultura was originally released in 1986. And this is listed as red with black and white splatter, limited to 2125. Again, the original came out on Cogumelo Records. And then this is the reissue, obviously, from Nuclear Blast. Here's what the vinyl looks like. Really sharp. Definitely pick these two up if you haven't. Totally worth it. Morbid Visions. So let's go to 1992. These are reissues. This is Asheron, Rites of the Black Mass. This originally came out in 1992 on a label called Turbo. It was a German label. The legendary Asheron, who's not together anymore. I think their last place where they were Columbus, Ohio. I think they were from Florida, then Pittsburgh, PA, and then Columbus, Ohio. So right to the Black Mass. This is one I've always had on CD that I've been eyeing to try and get the vinyl when it got re-released. The re-release is on Funeral Industries, and it's a white vinyl. You know, really nice. Legendary record, the first Asheron. I love it. Pick this up. Then we've got Asheron's Lex Talionis. This was originally released in 1994 on Lethal Records, which was an Austrian label. Um, their second release, finally re-released. And this is also a white vinyl. Pretty sharp. If Asheron isn't a band that you've checked out, I highly recommend checking out the Asheron stuff. Vincent Crowley, who's the singer for Asheron or was, he's got a solo record out. Really good. You can find it on like Hell's Headbangers. That's where I got it. But it's like death, doom, black. Pick up that Vincent Crowley record. If you like Asheron, you'll probably like that too. Again, this is on Funeral Industries. That's who did the repress. All right. Next up, we've got not a metal record, but still one of my favorite records. I had to get it. Cypress Hill's Black Sunday. It's the 30th anniversary edition. Like this came out really, really good. It's beautifully packaged. Black Sunday came out in 1993 on Rough House Columbia Records. It was their second full length. Of course, Cypress Hill from Southgate, California. This is the 30th anniversary Smoky Haze, individually numbered to 1,993 copies. I managed to get one of them. It's on Get On Down Records. They did a phenomenal job with this. The vinyl sound beautiful. Like there's no cracking or popping or anything. They're smooth as fuck. This Smoky Haze just goes with the whole flow of this record, the lyrical content and everything. So I highly recommend picking this 30th anniversary edition up. It was like $36. I ordered it right from Get On Down. It's a gatefold. Pick this up. It's got some bonus stuff on the second LP. Insane in the Brain Extended Edition, Scooby-Doo, and Hits from the Bong remix. So Cypress Hill, Black Sunday, 30th anniversary. Pick this shit up. Let's go to 1988. Actually, I have two of these from the same band. It's called Viking. It's like thrash metal from California, Los Angeles. Old school thrash metal band. This originally came out in 1988, Metal Blade Records. Re-released on High Roller Records, just re-released. It's listed as white mustard mix with orange splatter. Let's see what that. Pretty cool. I'm a sucker for like obscure thrash records, thrash bands that, not everybody has heard of, but are still like these gems, in the thrash metal genre. I think Do or Die is definitely one of those. And I actually like Man of Straw a little bit better. This was the other one, another High Roller re-release. This originally came out in 1989 on Caroline Records, their second record. This is listed as Piss Yellow with black and blue splatter. Let's check that out. Piss Yellow. Yeah, I get that. Looks like neon yellow, but I guess if you want to call it piss yellow. Still really cool. Feels like a 180 gram. Nice thick quality. Viking from California. Man of Straw. High Roller Records re-release. Definitely worth picking up. Let's go to a band called End Rain. This just came out on Relapse. I had this pre-ordered. The Way of All Flesh's Decay, 2023 release, their first full length. They're listed as Baltimore, Maryland, but really it's kind of a super group. Like the group is Mike Score from All Out War, the metalcore, hardcore band. He's on vocals. You got Adam Jarvis on drums, the legendary Adam Jarvis from Misery Index, Pig Destroyer, Lockup. On guitars, you got Sebastian Phillips, who was he's in Exhumed, Noisem, Castle Freak. And other guitar, you got Dominic Romeo, Ex Integrity, and Pulling Teeth. And on bass, you got Art Laguerre, if I'm saying that right. So Enrain, The Way of All Flesh's Decay, Translucent Gold with Splatter, limited 200. Like I said, you can get it on Relapse. Really good record. It's like, it's like crossover thrash, hardcore tinged. If you like that kind of stuff, it's gonna be right up your alley. Here's what the vinyl looks like. It's kind of like translucent gold. Really cool. Check out this band, Enrain. You won't be disappointed. It's a great record. Now, this record came out a couple months ago, but I just picked it up. I just got turned on to this band. Frozen Souls Glacial Domination. This came out in May of 2023 on Century Media. This is their second full length. They're from Fort Worth, Texas. And this is listed as 180 gram black ice. So, here's the back. Now, Frozen Soul is it's a newer death metal band, but they have like an old school kind of vibe to them that when I heard this, it was like it blew me away. Like it felt like something that I could have heard like back in the early 90s. Really good stuff. That's really sharp. It's like translucent black. They call it black ice. It feels like a 180 gram too. It's a nice sturdy vinyl. So I definitely recommend Frozen Soul. Pick this up, Glacial Domination. Alrighty, let's go to. Oh man, I was excited about these two re-releases. The two Demolition Hammers got re-released. Tortured Existence. Now, this originally came out in 1990 on Century Media, and the reissue is also from Century Media. Legendary record, Tortured Existence. Like I remember, like back in the day. Well, actually, probably when I first got into thrash, we're listening to, Metallica and Megadeth and Exodus and Slayer. But then like when I first heard Sepultura Beneath the Remains, right? It was thrash, but it was like heavier than the Bay Area stuff, the vocals are more brutal than the Bay Area stuff. So it was like thrash to another level. when I heard Beneath the Remains, and like this is kind of the same thing. It's like a heavier thrash to another level. The legendary Demolition Hammer from New York City. Had this record since I was a kid. Says here the legendary debut album from 1990, finally available on vinyl again. 9 tracks of deadliest thrash metal, limited edition transparent blue 180-gram vinyl. Now, on some of the releases of this, there was a track Cataclysm listed that actually wasn't on the vinyl. Like if you got the CD version, Cataclysm was on there, but like I know the original vinyl, and I don't know how many reissues there were, but Cataclysm was not on there. It's actually on this one. So you get that extra track that wasn't on the other versions. Really fucking killer record. Just every song is good. 44 caliber brain surgery and the Gelid Remains. Like how fucking good is Gelid Remains? Parasital Epitaph, Mercenary Aggression. Fuck. Here's the transparent blue. Really good. Quality stuff. So we had Tortured Existence and Epidemic Violence. Epidemic of Violence was 1992, Century Media, their second full length. This is 180-gram transparent sun yellow. 9 tracks of deadly thrash metal, limited edition transparent sun yellow colored. Another one you have to have in your collection, Epidemic of Violence. Skull Fracturing Nightmare, fucking Human Dissection, Pyroclastic Annihilation. Jeez. Let's take a look at the vinyl. Really cool. These sound great, by the way. The both of these vinyls sound amazing. So let's go to 1991. Benedictions, The Grand Leveler. This came out in 1991. Nuclear Blast. Benediction's second full length from Birmingham, England. This was the last Benediction record I needed to complete my collection to get them all, and it finally got re-released. So I was stoked about that. The reissue is on Back on Black, and it's a red-yellow splatter. It's actually a gatefold. Really nice. Sounds great. Vision in the Shroud is a legendary death metal song. Graveworm Jumping at Shadows. Pick up the Grand Leveler. Let's go to 2012. Graves, Endless Procession of Souls. This was on Century Media. This was Graves' 10th full length. Obviously, the legendary Grave from Sweden, one of the OGs of, Stockholm Swedish death metal. This reissue is on Osmos. And it's cloudy, transparent red. It's like a blood red. It's really cool. Grave, Endless Possession of Souls. You really can't go wrong with any of the Grave stuff. So I highly recommend picking that one up. Got a couple left. So let's do these came out in 2014. Body Counts Manslaughter. I've always had the CD, but I never got the vinyl up until now. 2014 Sumerian Records. This was their 5th full length at the time. Cloudy Blood Red. It's the reissue is also on Sumerian Records, like a re-release of it. A huge Ice-T fan. I love Body Count. Can't go wrong. Very similar to the last record we just did. It's kind of the same, that Bloody Red. And last but not least, I got Incantations, Onward to Golgotha. This originally came out in 1992 on Relapse. The legendary Incantation from right here in motherfucking Pennsylvania. Their first full length. Had the CD, never had the vinyl. Finally got the vinyl. This was like a reissue from Relapse. Just came out a few weeks ago, and it's translucent green. Golgotha, devoured death, blasphemous cremation, rotting spiritual embodiment, unholy massacre, entrapment of evil. When I was a kid and I got this CD, I used to make these compilations for myself and for everybody else. And I had two death metal compilations. I had Entrapment of Evil, and that's just what I named it. I had, a bunch of tracks from, a compilation of death metal bands. And then I did one called Mark of the Beast, which was the Deicide song, Trifiction. So those are my two titles that I ran with, Mark of the Beast and Entrapment of Evil. So brings back a lot of memories from when I was a kid. Let's take a look at the vinyl. Translucent. It's like a deep green. Really cool. The legendary Incantation. Well, that's really all I got for the month of July as far as new releases, reissues, represses. So thanks for hanging with me on the Realms of Metal. Ant and I'll see you guys again real soon. And have a good week. Have a good rest of the day.